Hello, this is Tom with the Tractor Rescue Ranch. I am back over here at Scott's place. Gonna spend some time working on this 8N. Finally got a bunch of parts in here, and if you've seen them, you've seen that we got it running. One of the old videos from, I don't know, probably 2 or 3 weeks ago, we got it running. So we're just going to go forward and continue to put it together, and we will get it all serviced out and go from there. I hope that you'll be able to hear. We got some wind today. I hope you'll be able to hear what's going on with the wind. Hopefully the wind won't be too bad. The initial look of that oil filter, man, it's pretty nasty. Be a good thing to get it cleaned up and replaced. So got the filter out of it. You can see, I don't know why that wasn't leaking. Look at that seal that was on it. I think it was leaking a little bit. I remember tightening it up when we were there, but that seal's kind of out of place is the reason. Anyway, that little bit of oil left down in there, I got to get cleaned out, because it's been my experience that there's always a lot of sludge in the bottom of these filter canisters, so I got to get them cleaned out. I pulled this line off down here to drain it, and it's not draining. I don't know if that just drains up into the center of that, or if the drain is plugged, so I got to mess with that a little bit better. Somehow or another, I got to get that oil out of there and get all the sludge cleaned up out of the bottom. Well, I pulled that canister off because there was no way to get it out to get it cleaned up, and I don't think you'll be able to see down in there, but it is, as I had thought, just full of sludge. There's probably a ½ inch of sludge in the bottom of that, so it's a good thing I did this. I'm glad I tore it apart here. All cleaned up, if you can see in there. Something that's really important to get done, I think, when you're changing oil. This little seal goes down over right there, and you wouldn't even know it was there unless you cleaned all that oil out and everything before you put. After pulling this new filter out, you can see this O-ring that I pulled off of that stem that stayed down in there is already on the new filter. This old one should have come out with that old filter, but it stayed in there. So something to watch and make sure this does come out, so you don't end up stacking 2 of them in there and not fitting things together. Got it all back together, and whenever possible, I always like to fill those filters full of oil. Sometimes if your filter goes in from the side or something, you can't do that, but I always like to do it when you can. Just give things a head start. You don't have to pump them full of oil. And I always like to try to fill that and make sure it's seated square on there, so you don't end up with that oil seal leaking like that other one looked like it was smashed in there sideways. But you can usually turn these a little bit and make sure it's seated on there square. So there's the filter taken care of. So I've already got this broke loose. See if I can do this without messing up too bad here. So that is a big oil plug on the bottom, and the reason is they've got this screen over it, over the pickup in there, so that anything is pre-screened. Look at that sludge on there. That oil actually originally looked pretty clean, but sure doesn't now. So this screen will come off the plug, and I can get all the sludge cleaned out of inside there. Well, for today I got the oil changed, which was needing done really bad. Got a new battery put in it, and got this amp meter on, but it's not working, so I'm gonna have to get a wiring diagram and go over that on another day. But we're gonna put some gas to it and see if we can start it up here and get it running and warmed up. Okay. Okay, so now that we've ran this motor a little bit and got it lubed up, the cylinders are all pretty equal, about 65 or 70. That seems a little bit low to me. I'll have to do some research and find out what they're supposed to be, but that seems a little bit low. So we'll just go from there after we figure out what it's supposed to be.